Will FTX reopen their withdrawals? Is this Binance and FTX deal going to happen? Binance acquiring FTX? That's what I'm going to get into. If you guys have money on FTX, I feel for you. I feel bad. I had money on Celsius. I know what it's like when withdrawals get frozen. It's super scary. It sucks. It's terrible. And we just have to take what we can, learn from these experiences, keep moving forward. Let's get into what's going on right now. If we look here, Binance is strongly leaning towards scrapping the FTX deal, taking over, acquiring them, picking up their debt. That deal just seemed very weird from the get-go. Sam Bankman-Fried came out and wrote this long Twitter article praising Binance. A huge thank you to CZ, Binance, and all our supporters. This is user-centric development. He's saying, basically that we have come to an agreement on a strategic transaction, but a deal like this of billions of dollars does not just happen in minutes. It's not that simple. They need to do their due diligence. They're going to look into what's going on, and basically this article here, Axios was saying that Binance was looking into FTX or Alameda's balance sheet. Alameda was a kind of subsidiary of FTX, was their investment branch, basically. And out of their $5 billion in assets, almost $4 billion of that was in its own native, or in the FTT token. And most likely they had been borrowing against that FTT token, which created a major weakness, a major exposure to them being just completely obliterated. If the price of FTT dropped, that's when Binance then comes in and says they're going to sell all their FTT token, which then crashed the FTT price, crash the market. And FTX's reserves, if FTX doesn't have enough, if they've been borrowing against these tokens and they get margin called, then there's going to be a massive hole in the balance sheet. Kind of similar to what happened with Celsius. I feel like FTX was a way better business model than Celsius. They were generating a lot of revenue. It just seems like Sam and these guys just got way too greedy or something, just way too much greed in the cryptocurrency space. But here it's showing, according to CoinGap, Crypto.com suspends withdrawals on the Solana chain. I guess they suspended withdrawals of USDC and USDT. More unrest happening in the space now. Galaxy here is, according to Bitcoinist, Galaxy reveals they had a $76 million exposure to FTX. We're going to see what happens in the space, but this contagion, a new contagion now, is going to probably be spreading if anybody had exposure to these companies. And a lot of companies come out. Coinbase came out. A lot of companies say, no, we had very limited exposure. We had no exposure. I don't trust anybody in the cryptocurrency space anymore after seeing what's happened through this bear market. It's absolutely crazy. You have to be extremely careful. This is not financial advice. Do not take my advice and invest with it, or take anyone, I think, on YouTube or any of these crypto influencers. We're creating some entertainment, spreading some information, giving our opinions. But yes, anyways. So Galaxy has a bunch of exposure to FTX. Now, one thing that I want to show about, looking at whether or not withdrawals are going to reopen, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think this is going to be a long drawn out process, probably like Celsius. But look at the reserves for FTX. This is on CryptoQuant.com, not a affiliate. I'm not being sponsored or paid by them. This is on CryptoQuant.com. They have 114,000 ETH left. What is that, like $120,000 or something like that? Just, sorry I laugh. It's shocking. It's totally crazy that they had billions and billions of dollars. I think they said there were $6 billion worth of outflows in 72 hours from FTX. Now the Bitcoin reserves here, 0.59 Bitcoin left on FTX and the reserves. Back here in July of 2021, they had 67,000 Bitcoin worth, what is that? Yeah, 67,000 Bitcoin. I can't, well, that's just giving the price of Bitcoin. I can't do that math so quickly in my head. But here, ETH, they had 1.2 million ETH back in December of 2021. And we can look here down at these reserves. They're stable coins, $93 million in stable coins, about 100 million in stable coins. FTX token, 45 million, but that you can't really account towards much. So FTX has just plummeted. The money's been pulled. Money's been sucked out. Looks like SBF bit off a little bit more than he could chew, risking probably customer funds. The money's just not going to be there. Who knows how big the hole is at this point? Yeah, let me know, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know, are you guys buying yet? I think there's going to be a good opportunity to buy in here, but we don't know what this bottom, whether you're catching the falling dagger, when to buy exactly. But when there's blood in the streets, that's usually when we want to be buying in crypto. Look at these prices here: 16,000 in Bitcoin, 1,100 for ETH. Solana, which Alameda held a lot of Solana. FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried was a big buyer in Solana, now down at $15 per Solana. Just crazy. All-time high was 260. Insane. Just totally crazy. Cardano, 34 cents, actually holding up quite well. These top guys, what is surprising at the same time is how well some of these coins are holding up, like BTC and ETH. And we also do know that just because FTX goes under, that doesn't mean cryptocurrency is going away. It's just there's a lot of fear. There's this contagion. There's the fear of Binance not buying FTX, what that means, and just the overall fear and this catalyst effect that then everyone starts selling, and where that selling is going to stop, we don't necessarily know. So it's interesting here. If you look, the exchange reserve is way down for the last 7 days, and it's just like tanked here. In the last 24 hours was down 12%. Last value, 36 billion. This is all the exchange reserves. So in one metric that would say that money's leaving the exchanges, so that selling pressure is decreasing, but there's also an exchange inflow here. So I think that probably the outflow of FTX has brought down the average, but in total, there's a lot of new money moving on to these exchanges, other exchanges, and being sold and dumped on the market. I've stated this before in my other videos, especially after Celsius. Luckily, I dodged this one, and it's because I'm not keeping my cryptos on any centralized exchanges. I have a tiny bit on Coinbase right now, and I'm probably going to move that off because I don't trust them either, and I just don't trust any of these centralized exchanges, especially in this crazy bear market that we're in. It's just way too risky. Cold storage, have wallet, have your own keys. Can't stress it enough. This probably won't be the last time. This won't be the last time that withdrawals get frozen, but we'll see if this is the last final huge collapse of a company during this bear market. But who knows? And that's what makes these major dips. That's what drives this bear market, is huge companies collapsing, people being too greedy. The greed gets us all. I was too greedy in Celsius. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. I'm putting out videos every week. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Costs you nothing. Like button really helps me out. Anyways, keep going.